Our COVID-19 coverage and cases and hospitalizations are on the rise across the country. This comes ahead of a projected winter surge. And KCRA 3's Christopher Salas is live in our Washington bureau now. Christopher, what areas of the country are seeing the biggest surge right now?
Leticia, good morning. The winter surge may already be here for the Midwest and the Northeast. They are getting hit hard right now. And while there's a lot of interest in the Omicron variant, nearly all of these cases are Delta. As the country is in the midst of its second COVID-19 winter surge, a warning from doctors.
After the winter, you're either going to be vaccinated, recovering from COVID, or dead. According
to the CDC, 44 states are in the highest level of community transmission. And across the country, cases are up more than 50% in the past month, while hospitalizations are up more than 40%.
We're seeing more people die at a rate that we've never seen die before.
Indiana is now the fourth state to call in the National Guard to deal with the surge. In other areas, doctors are holding their breath.
If we do see a surge in COVID cases, it is going to overwhelm a system right now that is really reaching its capacity.
Doctors say most of the hospitalized are unvaccinated.
We're seeing very few people who have been recently vaccinated or who've had booster shots who need to be hospitalized.
Health experts continue to stress vaccination as the best way to protect yourself and your family.
If you're concerned about SARS-CoV-2 in general, and certainly about the Omicron variant, first get vaccinated, and then, when eligible, get boosted.
And this past week, the CDC and FDA both approved booster shots for 16 and 17-year-olds. Leticia.
And Christopher, we know that the Delta variant is the one that is the prominent one right now, but what can you tell us about Omicron?
So Dr. Rochelle Walensky, the head of the CDC, actually spoke about the confirmed cases in the United States yesterday during the COVID briefing. And here's what she said. There have been 43 confirmed cases of Omicron in 25 states. 80% of those cases were among people who were fully vaccinated. About a third of those people were boosted. There was only one hospitalization of the 43, and there have been no reported deaths from the variant. Rochelle Walensky indicated that it does appear that the cases have been mild so far. Dr. Anthony Fauci also said last week that it does appear at this time that Omicron is less severe than Delta. Obviously, they're still researching. Leticia.
Christopher, thank you for your report this morning. Continuing with our Omicron variant coverage now, and we are learning that most of the people that have been diagnosed with the variant have been vaccinated, and that is according to the latest research here. It continues to be the dominant strain in the country. That's according to the CDC. The agency says symptoms were mild. 43 people tested positive so far. 14 had even received their booster shot. Researchers say the Delta variant remains the variant that is the most prominent one. And as far as vaccinations are concerned, more than 77% of people age 5 and older have received at least one dose. That's about 29 million people. Of those, more than 7 million people received a booster shot. Here's a look at the COVID cases in California right now. We aren't seeing a major spike statewide. This graph shows the number of new cases since March of last year. At last check, 6,000 new cases were reported. 2 Bay Area businesses are being targeted because of their COVID vaccine requirements. A Marin County bar and a fitness center appear to have been singled out by that same person. They both received threatening notes saying, quote, "If your vaccine passport is not lifted by this time next week, this place will burn," end quote. Both business owners say for the most part, customers have been fine with their requirement. Police and sheriff's detectives are now working together to identify the person who made that threat. Students at Los Angeles Unified School District could get an extension to that vaccine mandate. The district set a deadline of January 10th for students to be fully vaccinated, or they would have to shift to online learning. Now, school leaders say that could be pushed back to next fall. They'll look to discuss that decision at the next school board meeting. One major reason is that more than 30,000 students are not fully vaccinated. And at this point, there isn't time for them to get fully vaccinated, which means that a lot of students would be barred from the classroom. The district says 86% of their students 12 and older are vaccinated. And we are watching this especially closely because the Sacramento City Unified School District also has a vaccine mandate for students 12 and older. By February 1st, students who are not vaccinated will be assigned to the district's independent study program. Now, the district's data shows 39% of students have received at least one dose of the vaccine. The others are either not vaccinated or have not reported their vaccination status to the district just yet.